When I'm scrolling through YouTube before bed, I always come across seafood boil mukbang videos. There are so many of these on the internet, and when I moved to Texas, I was in heaven when I saw the amount of Cajun restaurants here. I've had seafood boils from a lot of these eateries, but I prefer to make it at home. When you make your own, you can control what goes into it and make it to suit your taste. If you've ever bought this before, you know that it can be quite salty. In the southern United States, a seafood boil is not a dish but a social event where shellfish is the star of the show. During crawfish season in April, crawfish boils are also quite common. Today I'll share my seafood boil recipe with an island twist. I'll use some Dungeness and snow crabs, shrimp, andouille sausage, potatoes and corn, and I'll drizzle it with my homemade peppery butter sauce. Keep watching to see how I make it. It's so easy and amazingly delicious. For the boil today, I'm using some crabs. I like using the meatier ones like the Dungeness and snow crabs. King crabs are great too, but crazy expensive. Prepare these by cutting off the pointy legs and the tips of the claws or the gundy. I like cracking the big claw or the gundy so the meat soaks up the flavor of the brine. If the crab is dirty or has hair, scrub using a fine brush, or you can just pick up a toothbrush at the dollar store. For the hair, I use a knife to scrape it back and forth. Rinse in water and lemon juice to eliminate any of that ocean smell. Here I have some andouille sausage. I really love the flavor of this particular one, but you can use any type of smoked sausage that you can get your hands on. I also picked up some shrimp from the grocery, and these are the colossal shrimp, so they're quite huge. So I'm adding 2 pounds of these and 1.5 pounds of medium shrimp that I had in the freezer. Of course, fresh is always best, but I'm just using what I have on hand. To prepare, devein the shrimp and rinse in some water and lemon juice. No need to soak it too long in the lemon juice because lemon tends to change the texture of seafood. And it won't be a good seafood boil without some potatoes or aloo. I love using red potatoes for this because they have a subtle sweetness and they're low in starch. You want to find a potato that's really low in starch for this recipe. The last ingredient is some corn on the cob. The beauty of making this at home allows you to add your favorite ingredients to it. If you like mushrooms, crawfish, lobster, scallops, or even mussels, you can add them to the boil. For boiling all the ingredients, I have this Zatarain's crab boil here. Kevin saw this at the grocery and he wanted to try it. It is very salty, so make sure you only use as much as the bottle suggests. This is totally optional. You can also boil the ingredients in salted water, or you can add your own combination of spices to it. Here I have a stock pot with some water, and to that I'll add the crab boil seasoning. Instead of this, feel free to add your favorite spices as well as some salt. Add the potatoes in and let it boil for about 15 minutes or until fork tender. While the potatoes boil, I'll work on my peppery butter sauce. Here I have garlic, some Thai chili peppers, butter, smoked paprika, lemon pepper, and some Slap Your Mama Cajun seasoning. Feel free to use your favorite spices and seasonings. You know I love fresh green seasoning, so I'm using some bandhania or shadow beni, some cilantro, thyme, and some bay leaves. To my mini chopper, I'm adding everything. This texture is perfect. Melt the butter in a pan and add your favorite seasonings. I'm adding some Slap Your Mama, some lemon pepper, smoked paprika, and the green seasoning I just made. I actually added a bit of that crab oil as well, and it turned out to be so salty. So I made the exact same thing again without adding the crab oil seasoning. I also added some of my homemade roasted Carolina Reaper and Trini scorpion pepper sauce to add that peppery kick. Let this simmer for about 5 minutes and turn the heat off. When it's time to serve the seafood boil, turn the heat on and let it melt before pouring it. One important tip I want to mention is to always cook your sauce. Every time I buy seafood boils, I end up with horrible stomach pains because everything is just mixed in raw. When I cook the sauce at home, I never have that issue. Now the potatoes are cooked, so I'm adding everything in except the shrimp. Cover and let it cook for about 10 minutes more. After 10 minutes, turn the heat off and add the shrimp in and cover for another 3 minutes. Everything looks perfectly cooked now. I like adding the shrimp when the heat is turned off so it cooks with the steam and it doesn't overcook. Now I'll transfer it to a tray lined with some parchment paper. Usually butcher paper is used because it's a super thick paper that can withstand the sauces and the steam. My butter sauce is still hot, so I'm just gonna drizzle it all over the seafood. Gosh, it smells so heavenly. Now get your crab scissors, your crackers and a bib and dig in. See how easy it is to make? The best part about this recipe is that you can customize it to your taste. And remember, seafood boils don't have to be salty. That's why I prefer to make it at home so I can control the amount of salt I add to it. I hope you really enjoyed seeing how I make my seafood boil with an island twist. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a big thumbs up, share with your friends, leave me some comments below and tell me what you think about it or if you've ever had a seafood boil before. Subscribe to my channel to stay updated with all the latest videos. Thank you so much again for being here. Until next time. Bye!